Welcome to the Separation Anxiety in Dogs Decoded podcast. I am your host, Ness Jones, and we'll be deep diving into all things separation anxiety. But before we get started, please make sure you like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you never miss another one. And don't forget, if you are interested in joining my easy step-by-step training program to resolve separation anxiety in your dog, you'll find the link in the show notes. Now let's get started. Hello, and I am going to apologize firstly before we get started that I have been a bit missing in action and not been very regular with these podcast episodes. I have a good excuse. So if you don't know already, I do run summits as well. So I recently just completed the 7th in the Decoding Your Canine Summit. And therefore that is quite time consuming. It's, in fact, I would say it's all consuming. It's a lot of work, a lot of interviews to do, a lot of things to organize, emails to be sent, posts to be made on social media, etc. And it's very hard to also do podcast episodes. However, here we are. This probably will actually be the last one for the year. If I might squeeze in another one, we'll see. But I wanted to talk about the holiday season for dogs that are suffering from anxiety. Would you train during the holiday times? It would depend on what you're doing and the makeup of your house and the comings and goings. Are people coming in and out? It's a tough time for dogs anyway. There's a lot going on. The Christmas tree maybe is going up or not. Decorations perhaps. A lot of hustle and bustle, lots of coming and going, toing and throwing. And it can be quite unsettling for dogs because dogs are creatures of routine. They love routine. They love to know what's coming next. And so suddenly, there's people coming into your home, or perhaps you're going out more often. And especially with a dog with anxiety, if you've got somebody coming into your home, and they're a little bit uncomfortable with that, I would make sure they've got a safe space so they can take themselves off and no one's allowed to go near them if they do that. So give them that choice and that option to go and find somewhere where they feel a bit more comfortable and confident. In terms of doing any training, look, it depends on your capacity. It depends on how able you are in your time. What time have you actually got to do the training, in terms of whatever family gatherings, etc., that you're going to do. But it also depends on your mindset and it depends on your dog. So it's probably not a great idea if you've got a lot of people coming in and out of the home. But if you're having a nice quiet time and not doing much, then yeah, it's a brilliant time to train. So it is really dog dependent and family dependent whether it's a good idea to train or not. But just remember, dogs do love their routine, and this time of year, often the routine is thrown out quite dramatically, and that is going to be unsettling for your dog. So probably not a great time to train, I would suggest. The other thing is, if it is a time where you normally have a break from work, then you probably need a break from training too. If you've been training, for the last week or few weeks, and, it can be a little bit wearing at times, a little bit draining and exhausting, especially if your dog is really suffering from bad anxiety, I would suggest that you need a break as well. And I think it's good to take some time off, and it's good to have a break and to go and enjoy your dog. I think I can't stress that enough. Go and enjoy your dog. And say to yourself, I am not going to train for, I don't know, whatever it works for you. But let's say, as an example, I'm not going to train for 5 days. Then you don't have to think about it for 5 days. You don't have to wake up in the morning and say, right, well, I've got to train at 2:00 in the afternoon, because that's the ideal time for my dog to train or what have you. Just take a break. Go and enjoy your time off. If you've got time off, go and enjoy it. And just go and have some fun and just don't think about training whatsoever. Now, if you have been training and maybe you've got up to a certain time and you don't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't want to undermine that training because you've had a little break. Don't start your training at the same time as what you were when you left. Just do something really simple for your dog. Maybe they haven't seen it for 5 days, maybe longer. And this is same applies for any time you go on holidays or have a little break from training. When you start back, don't expect to start back at the same time. Just make it easy for your dog. You can go back up in chunkier amounts so you won't be as slow with that gradual exposure therapy and desensitization to those safer absences because they've already done it before. They've done it already. But we do want to make it easy for them just to kind of refresh their memory. Hey, this is what we do. This is what we're doing. We're going to keep building the time. And then nice, easy win, capture that perfect moment when they're still on the couch, nice and relaxed, and come back in when they are like that, because that kind of reinforces that might bring you back. And then just go up in chunkier amounts. So like I said, so you don't have to do it in very, very tiny increments. You can go up in bigger ones because we know they've already done it and they can do it, but we're still not going to push them too hard initially, and you'll be back up where you left in no time. So on that note, Merry Christmas. Have a happy new year. It's lovely to connect with everybody, and we'll see you in 2025. You have been listening to Ness Jones on the Separation Anxiety in Dogs Decoded podcast. Don't forget to check out the show notes to learn more about my programs and how I can help you with tailored training. Until next time.